Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really powerful spiritual idea, how to find a secure shelter right in the middle of all of life's chaos. It's all about an invitation to a place of incredible peace. So let's get into it and find out what it really means to dwell in that secret place.
You know those times when life just feels like a relentless storm you can't get out of? I mean, if you've ever felt totally swamped by worry, by stress, or just uncertainty, you are definitely not alone. The constant pressure is exhausting. But here's the thing. What if there was an invitation to a place of total security?
Okay, so the big idea here is that this shelter isn't something you have to earn or, wait for. It's an open invitation, and it's extended every single day to just come and live your life in God's presence, a place where you can be kept safe and secure.
And this whole idea is just so perfectly captured in this verse from Psalm 91. It uses these two really important words, dwelling and abiding. They're the key actions that promise this deep connection to refuge and strength. But what do they actually mean when we're talking about this?
All right, so that's a perfect lead-in to our first big idea. Let's really unpack what it means to dwell with God. Because as we're about to see, it's way more than just popping in for a visit. Okay, so here's the heart of it. When we talk about dwelling, we're not talking about just stopping by when things get rough. It's about making God's presence your permanent home, your natural habitat, the place you live from, intentionally, day in and day out. And this is where it gets really interesting, right? Normally we think of dwelling as, just being somewhere kind of passively. But in this context, it's a totally active choice. It's not a weekend getaway. It's a permanent address. It's not about a physical spot, but an intentional state of being. And it's built on actively surrendering and trusting. And that brings us to the next piece of the puzzle, abiding. So if dwelling is like setting up your home in His presence, then abiding is the stuff you do every day to stay there. It's about persistence, intentionally choosing to stay close to Him every single day.
Okay, so why is all this so important? What's the payoff, right? Let's jump into the next part and look at the incredible promise that comes with this.
And this really gets you thinking. Just think about it for a second. If you're really truly living permanently under God's protective shadow, what kind of trouble could actually get to you? What kind of fear could take hold of your heart without His permission?
Well, the first part of that promise is true protection. And we're not talking about some flimsy temporary shield. This is complete security, a covering from all the stuff you can see and all the anxieties that you can't.
Next up, we have unwavering strength. Look, we all know our own strength runs out. It fails us. This is talking about a different kind of strength, a divine one that kicks in right when you feel like you've got absolutely nothing left. And the third part of this promise is lasting comfort. This is that deep, real peace that just stays, even when everything around you is pure chaos. It's that feeling of being completely safe, no matter what.
Okay, so all of that sounds amazing, right? But now it's time to get a little real, a little personal. Let's turn the lens on ourselves for a minute.
So, where is your mind actually living today? I don't just mean what's on your mind right now, but where do your thoughts naturally go? What's your mental home base?
It is so easy to set up shop in all the wrong places, and we might not even notice we're doing it. We can end up living in regret about the past, or in constant fear and anxiety about what's coming next. We can get stuck in those worst-case scenarios, or just get so wrapped up in our problems that they become our whole world.
And here's the thing. The place you choose to live mentally, it completely determines how stable you feel. So if worry is your address, you're always going to feel unstable. If fear is your home, you're going to feel shaken. It's a direct connection.
But there's another way. There is a powerful alternative. This verse here from Psalm 46, it reminds us that God isn't some distant help you have to call on from far away. He's a very present help. He's right there, offering Himself as the ultimate place of safety and strength.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we pack up and move from the land of worry into His presence? This last section is all about the practical steps, the path to that perfect peace.
It really comes down to 3 simple, intentional steps. First, you've got to make a real decision to approach Him. Be intentional about it. Second, you have to surrender everything. The worries, the fears, that need to control it all, just hand it over. And third, you have to actively keep your mind focused on Him. When your thoughts wander off, you just gently pull them back.
And here it is, the promise, spelled out so clearly in Isaiah. See, perfect peace isn't just something that happens by accident. It's the direct result of keeping our minds stayed or focused on Him. And that, right there, is the ultimate act of trust.
And when you start to practice this, something really profound starts to happen. The things that used to control you, the anxiety, the fear, the problems, they start to lose their power. It's not that they vanish, but their grip on you just loosens, because something bigger has taken first place.
And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? You're no longer facing those storms all by yourself, totally exposed. Instead, you're facing them from inside the shelter, knowing you're completely covered and backed by His incredible strength. So as we wrap this up, let's bring it right down to this moment. What is just one worry, just one, that you can intentionally choose to surrender and give over to His presence? Right now, today. Because that's how it starts. Choosing to dwell with Him can begin with that one single simple step.